Hello and welcome everyone in my channel. This video is specially made for the current YouTube community clash, and I have made it to judge the tanks submitted in my community. First of all, for those who didn't know about this contest, sorry for not making an announcement on YouTube, but everything was announced in my Discord, so please, if you want to be fully part of my community, you can join my Discord server by finding the link in the description. Before getting started, I have to explain how I'm gonna judge the submissions. I tried to put in place almost the same judgment system that official event managers would use to judge your tanks. So yes, I'm not gonna add my tank since it's gonna be your tanks. Unfortunately for my Yoyota, because I kinda like the name though, it's kinda funny. And yeah, I don't wanna add it because I can't judge my own tank in this video. It's kinda biased. I feel like I'm influenced and I wanna give more points for myself, so I better put it aside, put my tank aside, and give an opportunity for a person of my community to represent me, to represent the community in this contest. So there will be 8 members without my tank. So there is a total of 12 submissions. Anyways, the official judgment system is this one. There is 3 factors. The first one is how closely your vehicle matches the prompt. There is 50%. This is half of the points, the scoring. And the second factor is vehicle aesthetic. So this is 25%. And the 25%, the other 25% is combat performance. So there will be a battle, custom battles, and you will have 25% of the points from that battle. So I don't know exactly how they're gonna give the points about the battles, but I have made my own way to give you the points. So what I'm gonna do, I have decided to split the 50% of the prompt requirements on 2. 25% for the basic prompt, for example the weight, numbers of cylinders. This is so basic, so everybody got to 25%, so there is no surprise. Everybody have already 25% because everybody respected that. And 25%, the other 25% is for the design prompt. What I mean by that is if if the generator, random generator, give you like request you to make an IFV and you make an IFV, then you will get more points. If it asks you to make an MBT and you make an MBT, you will have more chances to get the 25%. Though if you make different vehicles from what the prompt asked you, then you risk to get 0, and it depends. And I have to note this is doesn't have anything to do with aesthetic, so I'm not gonna judge the aesthetic on this. It's gonna be exactly only about if the design, the look is close to the prompt. And there is also, of course, 25% of aesthetic, just the same like the official system. And this, I think I'm gonna be a bit strict about the score and about judging your tanks. Yeah, I think it's gonna make a little bit difference in the scoring. And about the combat performance, of course there is 25%, and I have decided to make custom battles. Each tank will fight other tanks in each battle, and the total budget is 100 tons. Each tank will have 11 battles to do. As a player, of course, as me, like I'm gonna play with your tank. There is a total of 11 battles for every tank. Every tank will fight 11 battles, and each battle has 100 points. This is my system to make it easier for me to give a score. Each battle has a total of 100 points, so there is a total of 1200 points to earn for each tank. Though this 1200 points is considered. I'm just gonna explain now. I'm just gonna explain how to convert these points into 25%. First of all, the 1200 points is considered as being 100%. Of course, this is the total points that every tank will be able to earn. So this is the total points you can earn, and this 100%, after that I will divide it on 4, and it will be 25%. So it's gonna be very easy for me to get the percentage and the points of that. And for example, if you win a battle without losing any tank, you will get 100 points. And if you lose your battle, you get 0 point. And note that the other side, the enemy tank, we get the points depending on the number of tanks that have survived. So yes, you can give points to the other side, and the points are related to your tanks and their number, the number of tanks that are spawned in the battle. If for example you have spawned 4 tanks, then each tank have 25 points. If you win the battle and you lose for example 3 tanks, then you will get only 25 points because you lost the other points. So and the number of surviving tanks and the number of tanks matters. And if only 1 tank is spawned, then yes, the tank is the total points, so 100 points for 1 tank. So the heaviest tank will have unfortunately only 1 spawn, so that's gonna be difficult for them. And unfortunately I will not be able to record all the battles and put them in the video, because the total of battles will be 110 battles, and this is just huge. This is a lot of battles, and yeah, each battle will take minimum 1 minute and sometimes 3 minutes, and they will let you count how many minutes it's gonna take, maybe hours. Yeah, so I'm not being able to put everything to record that, so I'm just gonna put the result at the end of the judging, because I'm gonna start judging the 25% design prompt, I've called it like that, and 25% of aesthetic, and then the battles. So let's hope it's gonna be good, because I have no idea what's gonna be the result. I'm gonna check your tanks, and I'm gonna record that straight by looking at your tank and recording, and see. I'm gonna give kinda live scoring, and at the end I will put the result. So it's gonna be a surprise for everyone. Let's say that. Okay, let's start. And before starting, I will select the tanks by alphabetic order. It's gonna be easier for me. And after that, in the battles, it's gonna be like the lightest will fight the heaviest, etc. Okay, let's start now. Okay, now I'm gonna start judging the prompt design, which is not aesthetic, but just looking at how much the design is close to the prompt. So this is my Toyota. Yeah, I think I have done a good job with a little details in here. It's like a Toyota, but a little bit with armor design. Unfortunately, I have decided to don't add it to the competition, to give more chance to another person to represent the community. Yeah, so let's go. We start with a Boris tank. This is, how is it called? GP. I don't know why is it the first. Yeah, 9. It's not GP, it's 9. 9P138. Okay, Marshal Sokolov. Okay, Boris. This is Boris tank, and though the prompt asked him to make a land ship. Though the problem is He can't make a land ship with only one cannon because the prompt asks one cannon, but then I have to judge now. He could have made it with maybe empty turrets with cannons just to rotate the turrets, but yeah, just for the look, for just to make it look like a land ship. So there is a problem because a generator made a mistake asking for land ship, and then at the same time just giving one cannon, and that's why he added this. But no, this looks like more MBT. It's to look like more MBT, and at the same time I can kind of forgive him because it's not like he didn't have a choice, but still I'm gonna judge, and unfortunately I'm not gonna give 25% of the scoring, and at the same time I'm not gonna give 0 because also like I can't really, or maybe he didn't think about it. He can make a land ship with empty turrets or something like that. So I'm gonna give like 10% or maybe 13%, just because the prompt mentioned only one cannon. Otherwise, I will give 0. If the prompt just like mentioned two cannons, land ship, and you make this, I'm gonna give 0. But now I'm gonna give 13% from the prompt design. So Boris got 13%. Okay. Next tank. This is Nanome. I guess I pronounce your username correctly. So Nanome got an IFV, and he made it look like an IFV. Yeah. Okay. In terms of design. Okay. It's not in terms of design. Like it's an attempt of making IFV right now. Is it 100% IFV? I don't know. How can I judge it? How can I give 25%? That's getting hard. It's getting harder to just judge. Now I thought it's gonna be easier, but like, okay, so everybody can get 50% actually if you just make what the prompt asked you to make, which is realistic. Like it's logical. It asks you to make an IFV, make an IFV, and this is an IFV. Like there is an entrance for the infantry here. Yeah. So I'm just gonna give the total points. You make an IFV, the prompt asks an IFV. I'm not gonna judge the aesthetic because there's 25% of aesthetic. So I'm not questioning aesthetic right now. You got an IFV, you got 25% of the points of the scoring. Next tank is CAT confirmed tank. This is an anti-air vehicle. Yeah, it's pretty small, but it doesn't matter if it's small or not. And this is anti-air, and it's kinda cool. Yeah, and this thing is turning around. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna just be strict about it. Like, if the prompt asks for an anti-air, you make an anti-air, you got your points, and congratulations. So, CAT confirmed, 25%. And next tank. This is Prime Olaf tank, and he made an MBT, and the prompt asked an MBT, and this is actually an MBT. Remember that I'm not gonna judge the aesthetic. Aesthetic is something else. This is an MBT. The prompt asked an MBT. You get your full points, 25%. And next tank. This one is Captain Blitz. Yeah, it looks very cool. I like the decals. Let's make it very cool. And actually the AI asked for bunker buster. I don't know how they should look like, which gives like more freedom to make it look like that. So how can I judge that? You see how it's kind of confusing. I'm just gonna give like a total point. It should be like, it should look like yeah, tank destroyer. It's kind of look like a good tank destroyer. It's kind of good, I believe. So yeah, 25% total points. Next tank. Where is it? We got this tank from a Sleepless Entity. Though, what's the prompt says? Prompt says heavy tank. Okay, heavy tank. It's kind of like a World War tank, Second World War tank, or maybe early Cold War. I don't know, something like that. And this looks like an MBT. And since it looks like MBT and the prompt says heavy tank, and yeah, there is something wrong. There is something wrong right now. It's not gonna get total points, and it's gonna get less than that. It's gonna get less than that because this is an MBT, and there is prompt MBT like the Prime Olaf tank. It's an MBT. It's asked for an MBT. He made an MBT, and this is like MBT, and the prompt asks for a heavy tank, and I will give 15% for that. You lose 10% of the scoring, and for Boris right now I'm gonna, yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna keep it like I'm gonna give it 15. I have given 13, but now I'm gonna give 15. So next tank is this one, made by Willy. Yeah, Willy Tank. So Willy Tank got a heavy tank prompt. Yeah, I think it doesn't look like an MBT though. Does it look like an MBT? It doesn't. And it could be a heavy tank. And the prompt asks for two cannons, and there we go, which make it look like that. Otherwise, it's gonna have one cannon, and maybe you can consider it as a heavy tank. So I'm gonna give it a pretty good. I know it's kind of hard to judge heavy tanks right now, how they should look like. It's kind of hard for me to judge that. I'm gonna give it like 22%. Because it's kind of hard. It looks like a bit futuristic because of the cannons. Yeah, I don't know how to judge that. It's hard to judge. I don't know how they're gonna judge that in the competition, like how a heavy tank should look like actually. And this tank is from D. Krum. The prompt asks for an armored vehicle, armored car, and this looks like pretty an armored car, even though the size also it's not important, but it looks like an armored car. Pretty cool, pretty unique. I think it's gonna get the total points because there is nothing to say more than that. It's an armored tank. It looks like armored car, should I say? Yeah. So it gets the total points. So let's go for the next tank. Here we got the ST5 Kronk, made by Subscribe. No, this is very bad. Very bad joke. It's made by Substep. Okay. So this is a very cool tank also. Let me just make this. Though this is a heavy modernized Second World War tank. Like, are you kidding me? How should I just judge that? A heavy, modernized First World War tank. Okay, it's kind of look like the First World War tank with the hull, and the turret is kind of modern. You see, it's kind of hard to just make it look like, yeah, that's it. I think he kind of made it to look like that, to look like First World War tank, and with a modern turret, because this shouldn't be like together. And I think the brown players just make nonsense sometimes. Yeah, so I'm just gonna give it a max points for this one, 25%. So let's go for this next tank, which is the STG-18 Zebra. Okay, even if you didn't know the name, you will know it. Like, you just look at this, like, oh, Zebra. Yeah, it is. So this is a light tank made by OB Horncher. I don't know how Hornchen. This is German. I can't pronounce that. I'm just gonna call you OB. Okay, it's made by OB, and the prompt asks for light tank. Yeah, I don't know what should I say. Like, the design is kinda like, it's kinda unique, because I don't know if it's an MBT. It's not an MBT, just a light tank, which is kinda confusing. The shape is confusing. So how can I know if it's a light tank or not? That's gonna be kinda hard. It's kinda hard right now. It's gonna kinda hard to give total points and not give total points. I'm gonna give it like 22%. Let's go for the next tank, which is the STT-93. Okay, this is made by Azomer. Okay, and he has the prompt super heavy, a super heavy tank. Okay, it's already super heavy actually, but this is not what matters actually. So, because I'm gonna check how it looks like, and honestly, when you look at it, like, you feel like this is a heavy tank. This is a heavy tank. Super heavy? I don't know. Does super heavies looks like this? Not really. Not really. I don't know. How do they should look like? That's a good question too. That's why it's kind of getting hard for me to just judge them according to that. But this is how also the judges in the official contest will judge the tanks. So how should I make it? Like, I'm gonna give like 22% probably, because it looks like a heavy, but it's kinda mixed with some futuristic look, modern look, should I say. Yeah, it's kinda hard. I wanna give it 25%, but it's kinda hard. It's kinda hard. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep it 22% for now. And the last vehicle we have is this Toyota, and not the Toyota. This Toyota is made by Night Chaser, and this looks like amazing. Like, there is nothing to say, nothing more than what you are looking at right now. Just look at this. Like, the prompt says make a Toyota, and they made a Toyota. Like, can we add anything? There's even logo Toyota like that. Look at this. Okay, so it doesn't turn well, but this is literally a Toyota, and of course it will get a full scoring of 25. actually this is how you see it's kind of hard to judge, because there is some vehicles that are 100% correct, like this one. It gets 25%, and you give 25% for others that are almost yeah, you know what I mean. That's why some gets 22, some gets less. I hope I have been like kinda correct with everyone at this point. And now we are going to judge the design, okay? And then we put the total scoring of everyone on the side. On this side, you see your positions. And now we are going to judge the design, which are gonna be much harder than now, than just looking at the prompts. So now it's gonna be aesthetic, and here we have Boris tank. We start with that, and aesthetic question and efforts. I'm gonna say it's very less. It's very less. Like there is not too much to do. It's too much empty here. It's too much empty here. Too much empty. Like there is no details, and it surely didn't take so much time to make this. And I wish he made more efforts. It's gonna be strict. There is 25% of points right now he could have earned, and I'm gonna be really strict because there is really good designs. I'm not gonna give a design that didn't have efforts really high points. So I'm gonna give it just 5%. 5%. This is really like the minimum and the maximum I can give right now. So let's go for the Nanome tank. The first thing I want to say is I don't like this camo, bro. This camo, I don't like it. Like we can't see the details with this camo. Though, okay, I will try to check the details on this build. Okay, the decals here are cool. It adds a lot of beauty. I don't like those. I don't understand why you just made them look like this with the colors. And I can see the turret is kinda okay, not really superb, especially this the custom turret over here. It doesn't match with the support over here. Okay, the cupolas are okay. Gonna say I don't understand why this is flipped over, but I can see you have made some efforts, and I like this though. This looks pretty cool. Okay, I like it. And over here too, yeah, I like those small details you have made. Though in general, I said I'm gonna be strict. I'm gonna give 15%. 15%. Maybe it's gonna change by judging the other tanks. So the next tank is this one of cut confirmed. Okay, let's go. Okay, actually the thing I like the most is the turret. First of all, the turret, and this kind of radar over here. Details in the back. Okay, it looks pretty good. This looks cool. Okay, I think it's kind of good. It's kind of good. And those details are made for battle, I think, for having angles. Let me check that. Okay. I'm gonna check it with like this. It's gonna be much better. Okay, I think I'm gonna give it like 18%. There is efforts made, especially that the radar on top adds a lot. Why I didn't give more than 18, maybe 20 or something? Because I'm sure there is more detailed vehicles. Yeah, so there is more details vehicles. If I'm not, I can't give them all the same points. So I have Prime Olaf tank over here. It's an MBT. I kinda like the sides, like packages over here. Let's make it kinda fat though, but I like it. And there is kinda details. It's almost like, it looks like almost like an Leopard 2A4 in the front. You can see that. And you have used a lot of parts, which is, yeah, acceptable at certain points, but now making a lot of parts, a lot of details with parts is not like very high work from my opinion. You can make a lot of details with compartments, with one compartment or many compartments, it depends. But in general, aesthetic, it's kinda good. Like when I see it in general, like all the whole, yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. I can give like 20% for that. 20%. Or maybe more. I will check the others and maybe rethink my opinion. This is Captain Blitz tank, and what I like in this tank is the look that the decals have given to this tank. Like, it looks very cool, and there is the name of the tank over here, of Iron Fist Destroyer. Yeah, it's the name of the tank, and I like it. I like all the decals that have changed this tank. That looks very cool, like customized. You know what I mean? There's even coffee here for the crew. So I like it. I like it, like it's badass. Yeah, I'm influenced by that. So I'm gonna give it. Though I'm gonna check the work, because beside the decals and the parts, there is compartment work, and here it's kind of basic. It's basic. It's very basic turret, basic hull, and what make the differences are the other decals and the parts that make it very cool. Honestly, it looks cool, and yeah, I'm gonna give it like a 20% too. 20% for this one. I'm trying to be strict, like I'm trying to be like hard to judge. Okay, this is Sleepless Entity tank. It's an MBT, as I said earlier. Okay, it looks cool too. I don't know what should I check more than what I already looking at. There is less efforts than the others, because yeah, there is some decals. It's cool, which make it cool, like this one, or the numbers over here. It adds a lot. You can notice that, like, decals change something sometimes. Okay, the rear looks pretty good. Have thought of it. Okay, I think I'm gonna give it 18%. The next tank we got is Willie's tank, And now I'm gonna judge the aesthetic. How good does it look like? How much effort is in the tank? It's very basic. It's very it's kind of empty. You know, when you feel there is emptiness, you know it's kind of not good. It's not gonna be good. Probably because he made it too fat. Yeah, probably. So a question of aesthetic, it's very simple. It's not gonna get a high points for aesthetic. I'm gonna get it like 13% for that. I think it's kind of fair. Next tank is a Dechrome armored vehicle, and you can see like it looks very detailed. A very good job. There is decals over here that make it look kinda realistic in the front. Yeah, there is kind of entrance over here. Yeah, the rear looks good too. Pretty cool. There is efforts made in this tank. It's pretty simple though, but we can see the work. Like it looks like good. Like even when you watch it, there is decal. I guess it is. Yeah, it is. Okay. It looks pretty good. The custom outlet is good. The turret looks clean. It looks like clean, soft, and I like it. So it's gonna get like a pretty high scoring just for that. Like, it's a very good job, as you can see. It's a very nice job and a good job for that. I'm gonna give it a 23% for that. And next tank is this one from Sub Step. It looks cool, original, kinda original, because yeah, it's a mix of a modern turret with an old hull. Let me just hide this. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Kind of basic, but yeah, I kind of want to judge him like he did get too many crashes, but knowing that he get crashes every time he built, it's very good that he have made this tank. It's a very good job, to be honest. Though I don't understand why he didn't smooth the turret, or maybe he wanted it to be like this. Though, from my opinion, smoothing is better. But it's not my tank, it's not my design, it's his design. It's not my decisions. So, what scoring should I give to this one? I'm gonna give it a 19%. Let's go for the next tank. Here, the Zebra from Obi. Okay, here you can say there is a lot, like a high working in the design, because it's pretty simple. It looks like all made for the battles. Yeah, the angles, and it's a light tank. The front is very good protected, not the size. That's why it looks like this. But in the design scoring, it's not gonna be good. I don't feel it. It's not gonna be good. And I'm gonna judge it right now. I'm judging it already. I'm judging it. It's not good. I don't feel it. Like from the rear, it looks good. Like here, there is more details than any other place, which is not good actually. Because yeah, maybe more details. Maybe there is also the fact that 18 tons only, it's hard to make it effective and having details, and it seems like you have chosen to make it combat effective than aesthetic, especially that I don't like the gun being like this. It's just kind of weird. It's kind of weird to make the gun like this, but I can understand it's because of depression maybe, but it's gonna cost you a lot of aesthetic scoring, because I'm gonna give you like 7. Yeah, it's cost a lot. I'm sure it's gonna do a lot of good in battles, like especially like mobility. Mobility is really good. It's really good. Slide. It's gonna have good combat performance. I believe so. Okay. Next tank. What is it? This is Azomer's tank, super heavy. And now I'm gonna judge. First of all, what I noticed is the main turret, the turret, and the hull are made with generated turrets. Though I like the hull, because he have made some work over here in the rear with all this kind of hatches. Yeah, over here it looks good. In the front it looks okay, but the turret is just too big, and the gun is just too much down. Yeah, it looks like more like also made for battle performance, because it's super heavy. Actually, it's heavy, yeah. But design, he could have made better design by making it heavy, because this is also something you have to take advantage. If it's heavy, you can make more details with compartment. But here you just like make it look squarey and snapping armor everywhere, which is kinda hard to kill. But it's not only combat performance here, I'm talking about aesthetic. And in terms of aesthetic, it's not gonna have a good points over here. Though I can see the efforts. In terms of efforts in this area, a little bit the turret. It's gonna have. I'm gonna give it 11 points. 11. Probably better than some, because there is more efforts. That's also something I have to notice. There is efforts. Though I have noticed, I forgot this detail. There is details here that are not visible, but I have noticed that. I forgot. I just remembered. I like how it just made this these details over here. Yeah, I don't understand why. It's hard to see, but he made it anyways. And I think I'm gonna change my mind just for this detail. And I even wonder if the other official judges will even notice this. To be honest, they will never notice it. They will never notice. Okay, I'm gonna add like what should I say? I'm gonna put it 13%, not 11, 13%, just for these details. Yeah, 13%. It's kind of good. It's good. Like just for this detail, just add it to. Like I'm a psycho maybe or something. But I have noticed, and I will add points for that. Okay. The last vehicle is the Toyota from Night Chaser. Okay, Nighty, do we need to talk about this? I need to explain that it looks like Toyota, and he's getting a lot of points. If it was like only battle performance, I can tell you that the Toyota will not perform well and it's not gonna be selected, etc, etc. But bro, he got already 50%, the first 50%, and now look at this work. I mean, there is efforts, obviously. We're not gonna argue about that. The aesthetic is good. We're not going to argue about that too. Is there more to say? Look at this. He even made a cannon small just for the aesthetic. Just for the aesthetic, he made it small and not combat performance at all. Though combat, he didn't think about that. He doesn't care. I think he doesn't care. He just made it look like a Toyota, a real one. And I will give 25%. Do I have even like a choice or something like that? And now I'm thinking about Dechrome. I have given 23%. I want to reduce it, but okay, there is no more than 25% because that's the maximum of I can give. So I like it. It looks good, and I think no one gonna argue about the fact how much this looks good. And we shouldn't forget, because we have forgotten, that competition is not only about the combat performance. It's all this kind of things. The prompts, how much close it is, there is 50% for that, and there is 25% for the aesthetic, which I'm doing right now. I'm trying to judge it. I'm trying to be strict, which I have been. I'm not even enjoying what I'm doing. Like, I'm feeling bad sometimes. I don't know how to judge effectively without destroying the scoring of some people. But this is how you're gonna get judged too. So I'm just trying to be fair. Maybe other communities just selected the tanks, the one that look like good, and that's the 8 tanks we have got, and see you later, or something like that. I'm not gonna be like that. It's gonna be too easy for me to do that, to be honest. It's gonna be easier for me to just select 8 tanks without explaining anything about how I did it. And to be honest, at first I was do that. Like, I'm just gonna test your tanks in combat and something like that, and I'm gonna choose myself the 8 tanks that gonna represent the community, and boom, you will not know why and how I did it. And yeah, maybe I don't know how other communities did that. I am not sure. I don't care. That I wanna do it my way, and I think this is the best way to do it, because it's gonna be very close to how you're gonna get judged too. So I myself, I don't know which gonna be the 8 tanks that gonna be selected. Although I'm gonna put again the actual list on the right of the screen. As you can see, this is now the top of the tanks, and there is 25% left in the battles, guys. Yeah, not gonna be battle confirmed. Let's go for the battles. I'm gonna put the results. This is how it's gonna be. Like, there is a little bit of suspense because right now, even me, I don't know. So I'm gonna just put it. I'm just gonna put the ranking of all the tanks in every battle, and I will add the points, the scoring, to the total scoring of every person, of every tank. So let's do this.